And so Twitter obviously is pushing for this to go through, but is it possible that they would sort of accept this negotiated agreement on a lower price, or is it more in their interest to just stick to their guns here and try to force it through at the $54 price?
Yeah, I think there are a number of different things to consider when trying to answer that question from Twitter's point of view. So there's the breakup fee to consider, the likelihood of and probable outcome of litigation were the deal to not go through, and as well what the net benefit would be to a negotiation that would see the deal go through at a lower price. So those three things, and we can take them one at a time. The breakup fee is $1 billion. So on a $44 billion offer, if Elon backs out of the deal, then Twitter, should be, according to that particular clause, be paid a $1 billion breakup fee from the deal. On the other hand, it could all end up in litigation. And that could end up in litigation around the breakup fee, and it could end up in litigation around much more than $1 billion in damages. So what would happen in litigation is that Twitter would claim material harm from the breakup that goes beyond the $1 billion breakup fee. This is something that is likely to happen in the sense that the material harm is the loss of stock price and the much more than $1 billion lost in the share price decline that would likely happen from the deal not going through. And my assessment is that Twitter would be in a good position to litigate that for reasons that we can get into about why the breakup is happening. Obviously, Elon is claiming lack of transparent data around bots, and we can talk specifically about that claim in just a second. But along the dimensions of whether or not this is a legitimate breakup of a deal, I think that Twitter has a lot of good arguments to make in court about there being a material harm and that the breakup not being legitimate, which would likely result in a $1 billion breakup fee being enforced. And in addition to that, material damages also being enforced in court. And so my guess is that Twitter could gain or could recoup some losses by going to court, but that there's a spread between what's currently being offered and what they could recoup in court, where they would be net benefit positive to doing the deal at a lower price per share. And I think that that's the likely outcome here, good in a sense for all parties, which is that Twitter and Elon all decide that agreeing to the deal at a lower price point than originally offered is better than litigating, including the uncertainty of what would happen in the litigation and even the net positive for Twitter were they to win a litigation. I think that they are likely to agree to a lower price point. But between here and there is a complicated negotiation in public and ironically on Twitter about whether there are material disclosures that are being withheld, whether there has been quote unquote fraud as it pertains to Twitter's disclosures on the number of bots in their ecosystem, and many other things that are becoming very public in an effort to negotiate the price of the stock offer.